purple sky, slow ride. Let the moon pay the bills tonight. Yeah. Moonlight on the dashboard, silver on my hands. Quiet little spotlight on these half-forgotten plans. Every scuff on this interior like a chapter I survived. Every stain a small reminder that I somehow stayed alive. Used to hate the way I felt when the evening settled in. All the noise from daytime vanished, all the voices from within. Overthinking grew like ivy on the walls of my chest. Every thought another vine that never let my heart rest. Now I twist the key at midnight just to hear the engine sigh. Let the lo-fi drums and bass redraw the ceiling of the sky. Tattoos on the wheel, I grip the story that they tell. Turn the volume just enough to drown the echoes of my hell. Purple hues across the hood, city glow behind my seat. I'm not running from the problems, I'm just giving them a beat. Put them all on backing vocals, let them whisper in the track, while I take the lead for once and keep my shoulders from the crack. So I breathe in slow, exhale the weight I never named. Let the smoke become the language for the feelings I misframed. If tomorrow doesn't get me, that's okay, I'm here tonight. Under moonlight on the dashboard, letting wrong and right unite. Moonlight on the dashboard, blessing every scar. 420 meditation in this old abused car. Blues in a melody, truth in a rhyme. Every mile a tiny miracle of giving myself time. If the world don't understand why I keep disappearing far, tell them I've been in confession with the moonlight on the dashboard of this car. I remember all the nights I played the therapist for friends. Sat and held their heavy secrets like a book that never ends. Told them you deserve a break, you should rest, you should eat. Then forgot to heed my own words while I stumbled on my feet. I was busy patching others, pulling glass from every wound. Never noticed I was bleeding in the middle of the room. Said it's fine, I'll shake it off. Turn my panic into jokes till the laughter stopped disguising just how bad my spirit broke. Now the steering wheel's my witness as I practice what I preach. Saying no to extra weight that I don't have the strength to reach. Let the missed calls roll to nowhere, let the guilt fade in the mist. If they only love me tired, then it isn't love I miss. Every click along the turn signal feel like boundaries set. Every slow deliberate lane change like a promise not to fret. I'm not cold, I'm just protecting what's been fragile for too long. Turning always there for others and to hear from me in song. So I breathe in slow, exhale the weight I never named. Let the smoke become the language for the feelings I misframed. If tomorrow doesn't get me, that's okay, I'm here tonight. Under moonlight on the dashboard, letting wrong and right unite. Moonlight on the dashboard, blessing every scar. 420 meditation in this old abused car. Blues in the melody, truth in the rhyme. Every mile a tiny miracle of giving myself time. If the world don't understand why I keep disappearing far, tell them I've been in confession with the moonlight on the dashboard of this car. Maybe faith ain't in a building, maybe grace ain't in a book. Maybe both are in the moments that nobody ever took. Like the second that you finally tell yourself it's not your fault, or the drive where you forgive the kid who hid inside the vault. So I take another circle round this almost sleeping town. Let the taillights write a scripture only I can read in brown. And the chorus in the speaker saying softly I'm enough, even if I never turn my quiet into louder stuff. One day I look back at this and see a version of my face, softer in the eyes and shoulders, loser in the chase. I remember how the moonlight drew a halo on my knees, how the smoke rolled out a contract with my right to live at ease. I don't need a perfect ending, don't need all the pieces straight. I just need a few more nights where I'm not sprinting from my fate, where I let the road go steady while I crumbled and rebuild, where the emptiness gets less and all the little gaps get filled. So I whisper to the mirror in the dark and driver's side, thank you for not giving up when you only knew to hide. Then I smile at my reflection as the chorus comes again. Promise I'll keep showing up beneath this moonlit little den. Moonlight on the dashboard, blessing every scar. 420 meditation in this old abused car. Blues in the melody, truth in the rhyme. Every mile a tiny miracle of giving myself time. If the world don't understand why I keep this disappear and fall. Tell 'em I've been in confession with the moonlight on the dashboard of this car. When the tank runs low and the purple turns to gray, I'll park the weight beside the curb and let the new day ever say. But a piece of me will always live where shadows meet the tar in that quiet hole and now.
Sometimes the best drives and not moving at all.
Yeah. Parking lot, constellations, headlights pointed at the sky. Sitting on this empty level like a planet passing by. All the stores already closed, all the noise already gone. Just the echo of my heartbeat and a half-remembered song. I've been floating through my days like a ghost behind a grin, showing up in every picture but not really checking in. Saying yeah, I'm good, I'm cool, when my chest is yelling no. Stacking promises to self that I never seem to owe. So I pulled into this rooftop far above the rushing streets, where the air tastes a bit clearer and the silence finally meets. Roll the windows down and let the city hum below, like a distant little ocean where I no longer had to go. Spark the tip and held it out, exhale everything I can. Watch the smoke draw faded halos round the edges of my plan. If success means being empty just to give them what they crave, then I'd rather be a nobody with a soul I didn't cave. Up here all the tiny taillights look like distant worlds and suns, and I feel a little smaller in the best way that it comes. Cause if I ain't the center, I can finally move my eyes, see the constellations form from all these simple quiet eyes. Parking lot constellations, drawn in red and gold, for a 20 meditation when the engine's cold. Losing the chords from the radio's hum, every star a tiny reason not to come undone. If the world keeps spinning wild in its endless expectations, I'll be on this rooftop learning from larking like constellations. I think about the times I begged for rooms that weren't for me, fought to keep a seat at tables where my spirit couldn't be. Bent my shape into the corners, trimmed my colors for their halls, played the echo for their stories, wallpaper for their walls. But the distance from up here turns those buildings into toys. I eat important conversations into barely their white noise. And I realize I've been giant in the places I shrink down, been the one who keeps the rhythm in a too fast frantic town. I replay the hugs I gave when I was running on a thread, all the nights I held a friend while my own hope nearly dead. And it hits me I've been worthy, not because I never break, but because I still show up when everything inside me shakes. So I give myself a moment like I give to everyone, wrap my arms around my shoulders like the day is finally done. Let the smoke curl like a blanket as it floats beyond the roof. Tell the stars I'm trying harder now to treat myself as proof. Up here all the tiny taillights look like distant worlds and suns, and I feel a little smaller in the best way that it comes. Cause if I ain't the center, I can finally move my eyes, see the constellations form from all these simple quiet highs.
Walking like constellations, drawn in red and gold, for a 20 meditation when the engine's cold. Losing the chords from the radio's hum, every star a tiny reason not to come undone. If the world keeps spinning wild in its endless expectations, I'll be on this rooftop learning from parking lot constellations.
Maybe healing ain't a straight road, maybe it's a spiral ramp, round and round the same old levels till the shadows get us damn. You pass the same graffiti, you see the same cement, but the way you breathe is different every time you make that ascent. Tonight I climbed a couple floors I couldn't touch before, not in stairs or elevators, but in giving me some more. More patience, more forgiveness, more space to be confused, more faith that even messy arts can stumble out of muse. Someday I'll drive back down and hit the traffic lights again, stand and check out lines and small talk like I'm just another friend. But I'll carry this horizon in the pocket of my mind, place I go when all the deadlines start to tangle and unwind. I'll remember how the cars below look tiny from
smiling, sitting right here in the park. He nods as if to tell me keep on choosing nights like these, where you let the world keep rushing and just do what makes you breathe.
Parking lot constellations, drawn in red and gold, for a 20 meditation when the engine's cold. Blues in the chorus from the radio's hum, every star a tiny reason not to come undone. If the world keeps spinning wild in its endless expectations, I'll be on this rooftop learning from parking lot constellation. Engine turns, lights fade, but the sky stays what it was. Quiet witness to a kid relearning how to show up just because. When they ask me where I found the strength to face my obligations, I'll point up where I once sat with parking. Low beams, low heart rate. Let the night do the talking. Review full of stardust, city shrinking to a glare. Every mile another layer, peeled off everything I wear. All the masks I held so tightly in the name of being strong fall like ashes in the tray while I'm driving slow and long. Purple streaks across the windshield like a bruise that's learning to heal. Every breath a little softer, every thought a bit more real. Tattoos wrapped around the wheel like my history in chains, but tonight they feel like constellations guiding through the lanes. I remember being younger, trying hard to not exist, turning down my volume just to fit inside the list of who they said I had to be to earn a little space, of how I had to sit and smile and never show my honest face. But the speakers never judged me when I told the truth in rhymes. They just played it back in echoes through 100 lonely drives, and the road became a chapel where I didn't have to lie. Only place I could be fragile and still feel allowed to cry. So I let the engine murmur like a friend who doesn't push. Let the smoke chase quiet halos every time my demons rush. If the mirror shows me ghosts of who they said I had to be, I just blink and watch them fading into rear view stardust. Rear view stardust, shimmer in the glass for eternal revelations. Every time I pass, blues in the melody, peace in the beat. Every mile a little funeral for the lies at my feet. I ain't running from the past, I'm just letting it adjust, turning heavy constellations into rear view stardust. I got memories like postcards from a town I left too soon. Names scratched in the dashboard, promises under the moon. Friends who loved the broken version cause it needed them the most, but got nervous when I started turning healing into host. They were used to being saviors, I was used to playing weak. Soon as I grew my own legs, they got quiet, didn't speak. So I drive without their voices, just as gravel, just as hum. Learning love that's not dependent on the way I come undone. Sometimes I still scroll their photos at a red light on the way. See them smiling with new people and it cuts me anyway. Then I tuck the phone back down and let the bass replace the 8. Tell myself you're not a failure just cause someone chose to flake. Streetlights flick like camera flashes, moments I don't need to keep. I could feel my shoulders loosen with each corner that I sweep. And the night instead of threatening feels like blankets on my chest, like the universe is whispering you're allowed to get some rest. So I let the engine murmur like a friend who doesn't push. Let the smoke trace quiet halos every time my demons rush. If the mirror shows me ghosts of who they said I had to be, I just blink and watch them fade into rear view stardust. Rear view stardust, shimmer in the glass for twilight revelations. Every time I pass, blues in the melody, peace in the beat. Every mile a little funeral for the lies at my feet. I ain't running from the past, I'm just letting it adjust, turning heavy constellations into rear view stardust. Maybe growth is just the courage to not chase what walks away, to accept that some good chapters aren't supposed to ever stay. Maybe closure isn't answers, maybe it's a quiet drive where you choose to keep on breathing more than needing them alive. So I sign the dotted line with with every push upon the gas. Let me love the one I'm becoming more than what's already past. If the universe is listening, let it etch this in the dust. I release what doesn't see me into rear view stardust. Someday I might take this highway with another by my side. Someone who ain't scared of silence, someone steady in the ride. Who can handle when I'm laughing and when tears just have to fall. Who don't need me playing perfect to feel 10 feet tall. Till that night I'll be my own crew in this two-door little ship. Turn my panic into poetry with every midnight trip. When the doubts climb in the window and sit soaking in the back, I'll just turn the volume louder, let the hi-hat keep them slack. And if younger me is watching from the corner of my mind, seeing me unhooked from people who were never really kind, I hope he nods and feels a future that is softer than his fear. Knows that one day he'll be driving, leaving all that weight back here. Rear view stardust, shimmer in the glass. 420 revelations every time I pass. Blues in the melody, peace in the beat. Every mile a little funeral for the lies at my feet. I ain't running from the past, I'm just letting it adjust. Turning heavy constellations into rear view stardust. Low beams fade, tires cool. Skies trade purple out for gray. But the boy who kept on drowning got to surface for a day. If they ask me where I learned to turn my losses into trust, tell them somewhere on a back road, breathing rear view stardust.
This ain't the main story. Just a chapter where I finally paused. Indica interlude. I'm clocking out a trine. All the deadlines, all the worries, all the how you doing line. They could spin without my input for a couple purple hours. World won't end because I chose to charge up all my hidden powers. Ceiling back, hood up, stereo on warm. Guitar lick drizzle over drums like a slow motion storm. Engine hum low, no rush in the frame. Every second stretching longer till it almost feels the same. I got 7 open tabs inside my cortex every day. Bills, regrets, unsent messages, apologies and gray. But tonight I'll let them buffer in the far back of my brain. Hit the mute on every window that is only feeding pain. Roll a little bit of quiet, spark it bright against the dark. Watch it bloom into a halo like a tiny stolen spark. Let the tension in my shoulders slide down somewhere to my knees, till my body starts remembering how to simply try to eat. Indica interlude, world on hold outside. 420 little pocket where my soul can't hide. Blues in the sample, truth in the tone. I don't have to fix my life in this 4-minute zone. If I wake up still confused, that's alright, that's the mood. Tonight I just need this. In the car, hey. People talk productivity like a holy sacred text. Every hour optimizing for some mythical up next. If you ain't exhausted daily, they assume you're falling short. But nobody stays afloat by sinking just to show support. So I turn the sermons down and let my own voice take the lead. Saying rest is not a luxury, it's oxygen you need. Saying you know what performance when the tank is running dry. Saying it's okay to simply sit and watch the smoke go by. Outside headlights streak like comets through a neon galaxy. Inside I'm releasing all the roles they try to cast in me. The achiever, the provider, the comic, the strong friend. All the roles that kept me standing while my knees were like the bend. In this cabin I can crumble without having to explain. No applause for being vulnerable, no cameras on my pain. Just a padded wheel to grip and some fabric for the tears. And a playlist full of songs that understand
disturb me for these years. Indica and a loop, world on hold outside. 420 little pocket where my soul can hide. Blues in the sample, truth in the tone. I don't have to fix my life in this 4-minute zone. If I wake up still confused, that's alright, that's the mood. Tonight I just need this. Maybe this is selfish by the rules they wrote for me, but those rules were built by people scared of their own therapy. If survival is a full-time job that never lets you sleep, then escaping for a moment is a raise you get to keep. So I'll cash it in right now, and breaths in minor chords. Trade my panic for a second where the silence feels like chords tied around my scattered pieces just to keep them all in place. Not to bind but just to hold me in this blurry little space. Soon enough the world will knock, scream with light with endless needs. I'll answer like I always do, with half joking, half true fees. But I'll carry this small refuge like a lighter in my coat, knowing I can spark it anytime the noise climbs in my throat. And the car won't solve my trauma, won't erase the deeper wound, won't replace an honest conversation or a therapist type room. But it buys me enough distance from the war inside my head to remember I'm a person, not just symptoms in a thread. And when some kid somewhere alone plays this track and feels the same, feels the guilt for slowing down inside a high-speed game, I hope they hear permission in the soft kick in the strings to take their own brief interlude from all those crushing things. Indica and a loop, world on hold outside. 420 little pocket where our souls can't hide. Blues in the sample, truth in the tone. We don't have to fix our lives in this 4-minute zone. If we wake up still confused, that's alright, that's a move. At least we had a night to breathe. In this indica and a loop, indica and a loop, indica and a loop. Engine off, heart slower, sky turning from wine to blue. I step back to the chaos with a slightly clearer view. They can keep their endless hustle, I'll keep one simple truth. Whenever it gets too heavy, I can call this interlude. I can call this interlude.
Agora é só eu, o carro e a fumaça.
I've been living like a hotel that I never check out from. Same four anxious corners, same complaints, same home. Thoughts pacing down the hallway like they paying me in fear. Every what if knocking heavy on my head. So I throw the key in ignition just to leave that little room. Let the city blur the watercolor underneath this purple gloom. Tattoos on the wheel like do not disturb signs in ink. I ain't picking up the front desk when they call to make me think. Hoodie on, hood up, blending with the leather seats. Space a slow receptionist, tapping out his gentle beats. Every kick another stamp, saying you're allowed to go. Every snare a tiny suitcase full of feelings I can't show. I exhale like I'm checking out, drag the smoke across the past. Watch resentment near the doorway, finally step outside at last. Room service of expectations, left a tray outside my chest. Now I slide the bolt on panic, let this drive become my rest. If they wonder where I'm staying, let them think I lost my room. They don't see this purple hallway in the dashboard's little bloom. I ain't running from my problems, I'm just laying down and fine. Got a late check out from my mind, paid in for 20 in rhyme. Late check out from my mind, late check out from my mind, late check out from my mind. I ain't living there tonight, Bluesy rap on the PA, hazy vacancy sound bright. If tomorrow wants an answer, it can call and hear the tone. Right now I'm just riding through a place I call my own. I'll come back and got baggage by the backseat like a lobby lost and found. Old beliefs that never fit me, dragging noisy on the ground. Be the strong one, never cry, keep the peace at any cost. Checked in as a little kid and never asked what all I lost. So I sort through all those suitcases at a red light in the rain. Pull out, you too much, toss it right into the drain. Hold your heart of love against the window, see it smear. Realize it's just a sticker that they put on out of fear. Then I find a folded hoodie with the words you still belong. Even when your voice is shaky, even when your timing's wrong. I put that one around my shoulders like a rope that finally fit. Feel the zipper of acceptance close up all my fractured bits. The wipers wipe across the windshield like they clear another year. Sweeping dust off of the view that I've been driving blind with here. And the road ahead looks simple, not a prophecy, a test. Just a lane I get to choose while I'm invited in a red. If they wonder where I'm staying, let them think I lost my room. They don't see this purple hallway in the dashboard's little bloom. I ain't running from my problem, I'm just laying down to find. Got a late check out from my mind, paid in for 20 in rhyme. Late check out from my mind, late check out from my mind, late check out from my mind. I ain't living there tonight. News a rap on the PA, hazy vacancy sign bright. If tomorrow wants an answer, it can call and hear the tone. Right now I'm just riding through a place I call my own. I'll come back and clean the mess when I got a little time. But for now I'm on the road with this late check out from my mind, my mind, my mind, from my mind, my mind. One day I'll renovate that hotel in my head. Change the carpets, fix the ceilings, let some sunlight in instead. But you can't rebuild a lobby while it's crowded wall to wall. So I'm taking nightly dry breaks just to clear out some of y'all. If you're a thought that never loved me, you can pack and disappear. If you're only paying rent with shame, your lease is up this year. I got rooms reserved for kindness, for compassion, for a friend who will knock before they enter, who'll be gentle till the end. By the time I hit the outskirts, I feel lighter in the chest. Not because I solved my life, because I gave my brain a rest. Let my body taste existing without deadlines on its tongue. Without panic for dessert, without guilt for being young. I park up by some houses where the porches all look warm. See silhouettes through curtains, safe inside from every storm. And I promise that tomorrow I'll treat me like someone there. Turn my own small kitchen light on as a sign that I still care. Then I kill the engine slowly, let the silence take the mic. Listen to my heartbeat echo like a soft miss strike. And I realize for the first time in a long chaotic grind, I'm not trapped inside that hotel. I got a late check out from my mind. Late check out from my mind. I ain't living there tonight. Lose a rap on the PA, hazy vacancy sign bright. If tomorrow wants an answer, it can call and hear the tone. Right now I'm just riding through a place I call my own. I'll come back and clean the mess when I got a little time. But for now I'm on the road with this late check out from my mind. Someplace grow, curious eye, with the fine gas be long go.
Somewhere's on pit stop. Às vezes é aqui que a cabeça volta pro lugar. Pulled into a gas station to an end, fluorescent buzz, empty lot, quiet pumps, only me and what it was. Neon price tags on the sign, numbers flicker in the mist. Kinda like the way my value always felt like it could twist. I step out, colder hitting all the places I've been numb. Street light casting halos on the puddles where I come. Ashes in the gravel, little comets at my feet. World asleep around the corner while my thoughts refuse to sleep. I lean back on the hood, see the roof reflect the stars. Purple sky above a logo selling sugar smokes and bars. Funny how a nowhere place can feel like center of the map when you're sober, running laps and it just needs a place to nap. I light up, watch the flame that's on the metal of my ring. Hear the sizzle of the paper like it's trying to hum and sing. And I swear that tiny spark turned this cheap fluorescent glow into something almost sacred that my younger self should know. Gas station halo, circle in the dark. 420 little altar in a concrete park. Blues in the radio, sneaking through the glass. Every breath a small confession that I never said in class. I ain't holy, I ain't perfect, I'm just tired of feeling low. So I'm praying with my headlights under this gas station halo. Gas station halo. I remember being stranded at a place just like this once. Car broke, phone dead, feeling smaller than my fronts. Asked a stranger for a jump, heart pounding in my throat. Scared of being seen, so fragile in my hand-me-down coat. But they smiled, popped their hood, said it happens, man, no stress. Didn't need my explanation, didn't stare at all my mess. Just a spark between two metals brought my engine back to life. Left me standing there in shock at how simple hell can slice. Ever since that little moment I've been thinking about the same. How we walk around with jumper cables hidden in our shame. Too afraid to ask for contact, too embarrassed to confess that our battery's been drained from all this non-stop modern press. So tonight I text a homie that I know been in the rain. Yo, you good? We ain't talked lately, I just felt a bit your pain. Tell him pull up to the station, bring your thoughts, I'll bring the sound. We could share this cheap white halo while the world keeps spinning. Gas station halo, circle in the dark. 420 little altar in a concrete park. Blues in the radio, sneaking through the glass. Every breath a small confession that I never said in class. I ain't holy, I ain't perfect, I'm just tired of feeling low. So I'm praying with my headlights under this gas station halo. Gas station halo. Maybe church is any place where you can say I'm not okay, where the floor can catch a tremble and the walls won't back away. Could be pews and stained glass windows, could be pump for late at night. Could be two blunt tired humans share a lighter and a sight. So I bless these ugly tiles and this flicker in the rain. Bless the clerk behind the counter who ain't asked me to explain. Bless the fact I made it here when I almost stayed in bed, drowning underneath the voices rent-free living in my head. My homie pulls up quiet, kills the engine, steps outside. Eyes a little puffy, trying hard to keep some pride. I don't ask him for a summary, don't request a take talk pain. Just pass the smoke and on my chin toward the clouds above the chain. We stand there in our hoodies, let the silence do the fill. Let the concrete hold our secrets that we're not equipped to kill. Then he laughs about a memory from like 7 years ago, and the way his shoulders loosen let me know he caught some glow. We talk soft about the pressure, family, money, being man. About the way the world expects you never crack a question when. And we swear a tiny promise that we'll text before we break, that we'll choose a gas station halo over drowning in the lake. When he leaves I throw my stump, hear it hiss along the ground. Feel a little less alone inside this fluorescent surround. Climb back into my small ship, let the motor softly roar. Take a mental Polaroid, a pump for forever. Gas station halo, circle in the dark. 420 little altar in a concrete park. Blues in the radio, sneaking through the glass. Every breath a small confession that I never said in class. I ain't holy, I ain't perfect, I'm just tired of feeling low. So I'm praying with my headlights under this gas station halo. Gas station halo. Taillights paint a crimson cross on the puddles as I go. Benzene smell turn into memory in the rear view's gentle glow. If they ask me where I found a bit of faith when I felt shallow, I'll say under cheap white lights, wearing a gas station halo.